welcome to Hero Wars Info. My name is Ryan. Today we're going to be going over a top 10 list for the best PvP heroes in all of Hero Wars. So this is going to be primarily focused on heroes that you are going to be using in Guild War, COW, Area of Conquest, as well as like Arena, Grand Arena, basically anything you do against other players. Now, I do want to point out a caveat. I am not going to have three particular heroes that absolutely would be on this list, but those are Sebastian, Nebula, and Isaac. Everyone should be building those up for both PvP and PvE, so I'm intentionally excluding them from this list, though they should be some of your top priority heroes to build. Besides that, let's go ahead and jump in to the top 10 list. Number one that I have, and by the way, these are not in any particular order, but number one I have is Orion. So Orion is a phenomenal mage in Hero Wars, one of the best damage dealers, probably the best mage damage dealer. He has a nice stun effect, a nice slow effect as well, and he can do his ultimate ability pretty quickly, which also will give a armor or magic penetration artifact, thus helping the rest of your team deal even more damage as well. Now, while Orion is pretty good on his own, he really kind of goes to the next level with another hero who's also top 10 on this list, and that is going to be Augustus. So Augustus and Orion go hand in hand. Augustus basically is able to convert all magic damage into pure damage after a little bit, based off of a few skills. Number one, superconductivity. It decreases the target's magic defense. And he also does target an enemy with the least amount of magic defense as well. So those particular skills just do very well with Orion to really maximize the damage there. You will see Orion and Augustus in a lot of PvP teams. They are an effective combo. They obviously, everything can be countered in Hero Wars, but you definitely want to put them beside each other in most battles, especially if you're not seeing the Isaac and Sebastian combination, which is their big counter. Next up, I'm kind of going along the same lines with a particular team, and then I'll start to move it to other teams. But next up in line is Dorian. So the reason I say Dorian is a top 10 PvP hero is because this skill right here, Initiation. This increases vampirism of nearby allies 115%. So especially in the Orion and Augustus combo where they're doing a ton of damage, this is basically allowing those heroes to heal themselves consistently. The nice thing about Dorian, he doesn't cost a lot to invest. This is his primarily skill that where you're going to be getting most of the value out of. And with Dorian, even if he dies, the aura that he gives for the vampirism is still there. So it doesn't take away the fight very much if he is killed off. So the Orion and Augustus combo can keep on doing a lot of damage. I will say that's not the only combo that you can use him with. It's just usually the primary one that you see in PvP nowadays. Next up on this list is Heidi. Now, Heidi is personally one of my favorite heroes, probably a top 3. Heidi is also a mage, a very strong damage dealer, especially whenever paired with Nebula. But he is really very good against Dante. And we used to see a lot of Dante teams, especially before Lyria came out. But his ability to dodge a Dante attack and then basically do his ultimate ability back, the Death Flower, which is pure damage, is pretty devastating to the opposing team. Especially, as I mentioned, if it's Nebula boosted. So, he's able to increase his dodge effect by the Spy Camo if he hasn't been getting attacked. So he'll keep on getting a little bit more higher and higher dodge throughout the battle, which can really make him pretty deadly to the enemy team, since he'll be very hard to hit. I still use Heidi in a lot of different types of situations. I used him today in Guild War fights. So he's just a very good hero to level, very strong overall, and luckily you can get him relatively early. Next up, I have Amira. So Amira is much more of a PvP hero than a PvE. She can almost completely shut down crit hit teams with her, I think it's the Desperate Fury, which will boost their critical hit chance, but it makes them all miss the target during that time, basically making them completely worthless. Her other ability, the Careless Wish, for her ultimate, can do a ton of damage, again, combined with Nebula. I like to see the Amira, Nebula, Heidi line. That's a pretty strong line right there to do a lot of damage and to stop a lot of teams, whether it's dodge teams or crit hit teams. So Amira can be put into a lot of different types of situations to stop teams that otherwise could be very hard to stop. Next up, I have one of the heroes I upgraded in my top 5 at the beginning, Celeste. Now, Celeste is just overall a very solid hero. She has an ability, and she's the only hero that can actually ult at 50% of energy with her Two Fates ability, and both of these, whenever she switched to either dark or light form, can be helpful to the team. In the dark form, she basically puts a Cursed Flame, which will make sure that enemy teams can't be healed, and it basically heals blocks. And then in the light form, she'll be healing the hero with the least health. Now, also in her light form, all of her attacks will actually just be heals, which is nice, especially if you're a new player and you're in the tower and you need heals and you can't get an ultimate from like a Thea or Martha is taking too long, then Celeste is really the way to go there. Overall, just an amazing hero. She's very good against like teams that have a double healer type of setup, because the blocking of a lot of the healing is going to be pretty integral to beating those type of teams. Next up, I have one of the collaboration heroes that I've talked about the importance of, Lara Croft. Lara is absolutely vital for PvP. She's a very good damage dealer. Her ability to her ultimate actually has an additional lost knowledge benefit, which basically means she gets an additional effect, a random effect is added for 9 seconds. And that can really change the course of different fights, because you can't plan for which effect it's going to be since it is random. So because of that, that makes her a little bit more unpredictable, especially when defending. But what I really like about her is this steady shot right here. This happens relatively quickly. It can even beat Sebastian's ultimate ability, and it will stun the opposing team for 2 seconds. Now, if you have Mara on her, you can make that 4 seconds, and that 4 seconds can be easily the difference between a win and a loss. Overall, she's a very strong hero. She can help with critical hit, and her artifact is a physical attack, so she's much better on physical attacking teams than otherwise. But overall, I would even put her probably a top 5 hero in the game. Next up, I have the one pure healer on this list, and that's Aiden. I guess I did have Dorian, but he's kind of an odd, different type of healer. Aiden is one of probably my favorite healer, because he allows a lot of teams that normally wouldn't work to actually be usable in Hero Wars. I use him in a significant portion. I'd probably say like 60% of all my fights have Aiden involved in Arena or Grand Arena or Guild War, because he will allow anyone who's at the front to basically be a tank. So you don't need to have a specific tank anymore. If you have Aiden plus a warrior, you can think of like a Xing Mao, you can think of an Ishmael, you can think of a Lyria. All of those can now be tanks, and their ultimate abilities can really change how the battle is fought. So Aiden, one of the top heroes, personally one of my favorites, definitely a top 10 specifically for PvP. Next up, I have another hero that just came out relatively recently. That's Lyria. And Lyria is phenomenal because her ability to reduce the dodge in the Shackles of Doom, reduce the dodge effect stat of all enemies within the aura, can make a lot of heroes who were some of the meta heroes, such as like a Dante, they'll make them very, very vulnerable to getting killed quickly. So Lyria has quickly become into the meta. Her Soul Reaper ability is very good as well, and she does have some little bit of chemistry with other heroes that are undead as well. So if you have like a Lyria and a Corvus team, or a Lyria and a Kira team, that can also boost those particular types of teams. I would also say Lyria has become probably the most prominent hero that I've seen. And she has actually destroyed a lot of the heroes that used to be really good, particularly like Dante or Aurora from being meta. So if you have a chance to get Lyria, you definitely want to build her up. And lastly, I had to keep on putting him in this list, even though his heyday is behind us. That is going to be Dante. So Dante is still a very good hero. You obviously have to pick the situations that he's going to be utilized. He does have a lot of counters, but at the same time, there haven't been many more heroes that have impacted the game like Dante. His ability in PvP to almost eliminate an entire team as long as he's boosted with like a Nebula Sebastian combo can completely change the way of a fight. And based off of his randomness to dodge and hit, if you put him on a defense team, he potentially could win all by himself, which can really screw up other people's plans. He gets a lot of energy because he is a dodge hero from dodging, which means that he can do a lot more of his ultimate ability quickly. So Dante, even though he is not as strong as he used to be, is still in the top 10. That's it for the list. If you think I missed someone that you say, hey, this person absolutely should be a top 10, put them in the comments below. I'm happy to have a discussion on that. And otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk with you soon.